Hey there, Michelle. How's it going?
Hi, Lindsay. Good, good. Yeah, this summer is off to a flying start, don't you think?
A flying start.
Yeah, a flying start.
Yeah.
Yeah, we both went on trips. We
hmm
have so much going on, a flying start. And I think this episode is off to a flying start too, don't you think?
I think so. I mean, by some people's definition, we're already halfway through the summer by today. I don't know.
That's true.
It depends on when your summer starts and ends, right? Some
That's
people,
true.
I mean, when I was in school, we didn't get out of school until the end of June. So it still would have been early summer by the end of
Mhm.
July or middle of July. But some people, I think Aubrey's kids come back like August. So they're almost
Mm.
done with summer. It's so crazy.
Yeah, my mother-in-law always says that she feels like, wait, is it July 4th?
July
She always
4th.
like she always feels like, oh, July 4th marks like already starting the end of summer. I'm like,
That's so sad. That's a
I
sad way to
know.
think about it. I always thought like July 4th was midsummer, but that didn't feel fair because in school that was like week 3 of summer vacation,
Right. I know.
right?
I know. I'm always like, wait, it just started.
Yeah, July 4th is the best holiday in my opinion, in my
I
humble
know. I
opinion.
know. Yeah, I know you love July 4th.
Yeah. Well, Michelle, before we get into today's episode where we're going to talk about a flying start, this expression, and a few other interesting things, right? I do want to remind our listeners to hit follow now. Guys, the best way to make sure you build that habit and build connection in English is to go ahead and hit follow on this podcast so you listen 4 days a week. That way you don't have to check back with us. We'll just drop an episode into your deck, into your collection of podcasts when one is
Mhm.
available, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So much easier.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
So, we have a great listener question today. I bet you can guess what it's about. Lindsay, could you read the question for us?
All right. So we don't have a name on this listener,
Oh,
but
we do.
this
We
is
do at the
oh, we
end.
do. Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. From Mehran. So Mehran says, "You guys are amazing. One of the best podcasts I've ever heard." Wow,
Oh
that's a
my
big
gosh.
compliment.
Thank you.
Yeah, he says, "Keep going, great. I want to know what is the meaning of taking something off to a flying start." Thanks a lot, Mehran Asgari from the United States. 5-star review. Love it.
Thank you. I love it.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
we really do.
So, what does it mean to be off to a flying start? I mean, this is basically an excellent beginning. That's what I think of, right? Like things are going well, there's a lot of momentum,
Yeah.
enthusiasm. What do you think?
Yeah, yeah, you're starting off strong. And we do
Mhm.
use this a lot. I'm excited for what our other examples are today, other things we could say.
Mhm.
But yeah, it just means you're starting strong in whatever you're doing.
And if you want to get your game nights in English off to a flying start, listen to episode 1372, which is how to succeed at game night in English.
Yeah, Michelle, one quick thing is we've been doing kind of a version of game night in our
Yeah.
fluency parties lately. So
Right. Uh-huh.
once a month, any student who is in an all ears English course is invited to a fluency party. The next one, well, then usually they happen at the end of the month. You're going to get invited if you're in a course, but it's fun because we usually play a game for part of the
Mhm.
session and then part of the party. And then we have kind of a conversation socializing topic. And it's a really fun way to play games together, fluency games that help us
Mhm.
think faster in
That's
English. It's
great.
pretty
That's
cool.
great.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's good. So, this flying start, would you say that's more formal or informal, or what do you think?
I think it's neither. I think it's just um I guess you could say it's informal, but I wouldn't say I couldn't use it at work or in
Right.
any formal situations. It's just descriptive. It's descriptive.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very conversational.
Mhm.
So let's go over some examples. Lindsay, you wanna do the first one?
Yes. So, this game is off to a flying start. The score is already 15-20. Nice.
Alright, yeah. Or the vacation is off to a flying start. We've already gone surfing and ridden all the rides on the boardwalk.
That's always a good feeling when you're starting strong and you're getting a lot done in the beginning, right?
Yes, yes.
The meeting got off to a flying start because everyone started off by telling their favorite jokes. Nice. So when I hear that, it sounds a little bit like not just productivity, it's like mood is good.
Mhm,
Like, would you
mhm.
say when we say off to a flying start, does that mean we're getting a lot done or does that mean like things are good? Like people are feeling good about the work?
I think it can mean either based on the context. I think overall, like, it's definitely a positive expression unless you use it sarcastically, like, "Oh, I
This is
had."
off to a flying start.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, right? Like, "Oh, so, like, last week I was talking about stubbing my toe and everything before my vacation, and then yeah, yeah, like right, when I fell down the stairs.
Michelle, you like I said, you're having a bad month for your body. Like things are not
Oh
going
my
well.
gosh, and I still have a bruise, and this was, like, over a month ago, no, weeks ago, but, like, my yeah, when I fell down the stairs right away. I mean, we got stayed in an Airbnb. We're, like, checked in, like, "Alright, now let's go explore the area," and then I fell down the stairs.
Oh, interesting. By the way, what part of Paris did you stay in? Where was your Airbnb in Paris?
We were, like, on near, Le Marais in the
Oh, I love that neighborhood. That's
yeah.
kind of
Do
the
you know
bohemian,
I
cool area.
Oh, it's awesome. Did you ever at the Pompidou Center?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mhm,
We were, like,
mhm.
right next to it.
Okay, cool. Lots of little cafes, little
Oh,
bars,
oh,
art galleries, I imagine. It's still kind of bohemian there, or it was
yeah.
when I
And
studied
did you
there
ever
in
go
2000.
to the, Luxembourg Gardens?
Yes, all the time.
Oh,
Yeah.
we did that. They have a thing where little kids can, like, you can rent, like, boats,
Yeah.
and they can just push them in the water, and yeah, and they did a
Yeah.
pony ride.
Oh, amazing,
It was great
amazing.
there.
Oh,
It's
I
really
love
what a beautiful city. I love it
There's
too.
nothing like Paris, nothing in the world like Paris. Shout
Yeah.
out to our listeners in Paris,
Yay.
but it's fantastic. So anyway, we'll come
Mhm.
back to that, I'm
Anyway,
sure, I'm
so
sure.
flying start. Okay. How important is a flying start, Lindsay? Like how do you think the beginning of something echoes how it's going to go? Like if something gets off to an awkward start, is there much chance of a recovery? I mean, this could be in different
Yes.
scenarios. Yeah.
I do. This reminds me of when we talked a little bit about a vicious cycle or a virtuous
Mm,
cycle when it came to
mm.
learning Arabic for me, right? I think it's really important if you can control it to set up certain checks and balances to make sure you feel that you are gaining that endowed progress effect, right?
Yeah.
Like if you go into a well designed online course, we don't have this in our online course, but I wish we did. Is that progress bar where you see how much you've already completed.
Uh-huh.
And it's like a mental thing. You're like, "Oh my gosh, I'm off to a flying start. I've already completed
Right.
25% of this lesson." Even if it's just like a few things you've done, it's a mental thing. So yes, it's
Yeah.
absolutely crucial.
Yeah, how you start something. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's important. Yeah, so, I think, yeah, that's a really good expression to use. So, let's talk about another expression. So one is on the right foot or on the wrong foot.
Okay.
So,
Hmm.
yeah, so it's just funny, like, on the right foot? I don't know, it's just so funny. But you can use this to say, like, things got a good start or not such a good start, right? Like, "Oh, sorry." I mean, I'm thinking so I I became one of my best friends from college, who unfortunately then later it didn't work out, but we met in high school, and
Mhm.
we had just auditioned for a play, and
Okay.
I went to look at the cast list, and I didn't know her, and I went to look at the cast list, and I was listed as like agent number 3.
Okay.
And I looked at it and I was like, "Oh," and so I heard this other guy come and he was like, "Oh, I'm agent number 2." And she goes, "Oh, well, at least you're not agent number 3."
And that's how you became friends?
No, and then I didn't like her, of course. So that would be we got off on the wrong foot, right?
Yeah, that's a good example.
Um, and then later we became very close, but then not. But like anyway.
That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, that can happen, right? People make a comment, they don't know someone's there listening or they don't know who they're offending, and then things do get off on the wrong foot. Sure.
Yes, yes. You could say let's start on the right foot with a group dinner. Maybe you want to do something for your employees, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, when we designed the urban adventure, where we had our amazing students, who, by the way, like we've heard from some of them lately, and such good memories from that program.
Mhm.
We invited them. We got things off on the right foot. There was intentional thinking behind this by putting together a really nice low commitment happy hour at the
Yeah,
very
yeah.
top of the weekend. Remember, Michelle? Friday night in
Yeah.
New York and in Boston. And so they had a chance to come. Let's see who else is in the program. Let's have a drink. It was more standing up, mingling kind of thing. Let's take some photos and then let's go home and get some rest for the big weekend ahead.
Yeah.
And that did get us off on the right foot of socializing and connecting. Yeah.
Yeah. Lindsay, do you remember what happened to me that day?
Yeah, kind of.
D
Yeah, there was
I
something with the train, there was an appointment.
No, it was because I was teaching at Columbia University, so that was, like, all the way uptown, and, my plan was to stay in the city, and I was pregnant at the time,
Right. It was an
with my
appointment.
son, and I
Mhm.
fell,
Oh my
and
gosh.
I, like,
Oh,
fell on the stairs fell
yes.
on the
Coming down
stairs
from the
again, what
building at
is wrong with me?
Columbia. What is
Yeah.
up with all this
I
falling,
don't
Michelle?
know,
What's
knock on
going
wood,
on?
knock and I remember so then that really started things off on the wrong foot, and,
Oh, it did.
I
Yeah.
called my doctor and they were like, "Oh, just come in to be safe," but so then I had to go all the way
To New
home and
Jersey.
then
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, and
yeah,
then I
yeah,
had to
yeah.
come and then I came back and it was, like, so fast and it was crazy, so anyway,
Yeah, but luckily everything
memories.
was fine and,
Yes.
everything was healthy and you were able to join
Yes.
up with us after that. But yeah, that was a
Yes, we had a
stressful
great
moment
time.
for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rough start. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that is another one, a rough start or a slow start, right? So,
Yes.
well, what's the difference between a rough start and a slow start?
I think rough start is more blatantly bad.
Yeah.
Like something bad happened. Like with
Yeah.
that for you, maybe you saw that as a rough start to the weekend for you personally, right? With the falling, having to go to the doctor, taking the train out of Manhattan back into Manhattan. It's a big mess.
Yeah, yeah.
But a slow start would be maybe, for example, if all the students showed up and no one's talking. Everyone's
Yeah.
shy. And I'm thinking,
Yeah.
oh, things got off to a slow start. I'm a little worried of how this
Yeah.
group is going to connect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a slow start.
A slow start. So that's a more rough start and slow start. So we got off to
Mhm.
a rough start, but we recovered and we're best friends now.
I
Or
love it. Or
the
the semester.
semester oh, go ahead.
Okay, I'll just say it. The semester got up to a slow start, but once the teacher got to know the class, things got a lot better. So that just means there wasn't much connection in the beginning between the teacher and the student. So things felt like they were lagging, like it was slow, maybe boring classes, right?
Mhm,
Yes.
mhm. Right, right, right. So, Lindsay, is your day off to a rough start, a flying start, a slow start? What do you think? And what do
Well,
you do to
Michelle.
ensure success in the mornings?
Yeah. Well, every time I record with you, it's always off to a flying start, of course.
Ah,
I got to start my day at 8 a.m. today with you recording, which honestly,
shucks.
that is the best thing I do in my mind. It's the most fun thing I do at All
Ah.
Ears English. So that starts my day off in a really good way. And but what do? I go for a dog. I go for a dog.
I
I
go for
go
a
for
dog.
I go for a walk with my dog in the
A dog
mornings.
with my walk. Yeah.
Go for a dog for my walk. Yeah. No, I go for a walk with my dog in the mornings and then I get my body moving, have a good breakfast, shower, and I'm at my desk at 8. I'm usually feeling pretty good. Yeah. What about you? What do you do,
Wait, so
Michelle?
sorry, what time do you get up for that? To
I get up at 6:30 and I'm at my desk by 8.
Okay. So is let's see. My days are usually
A
off to a crazy start. I know
little more
that's not one of the
chaotic.
words, but oh my gosh, it is a marathon. It is something because I have to I have to get my son ready for school, and oh, the kids have been waking up at 5 in the morning because of the
Oh my
jet
god.
lag.
Oh. Ooh.
So then I had to get the baby and my son and like make sure lunch is packed and blah blah blah. And then if the babysitter's coming, I also make the baby a lunch. And so it's just like it's something. Like you should see it. But we're here.
We're here. Yeah, I can imagine once you have kids, like the peace and quiet of your mornings, like owning your mornings is gone, right? It's completely gone.
Yeah.
And that's hard to stomach when I think about having kids. I'm like, I don't know if I can give up my mornings, but hopefully it's worth it, right?
Yeah, it's
We
worth
hope
it.
so.
It's worth it. I have fun.
All right, Michelle, do we have a role play here for our
Ooh,
listeners?
let's do it. So here we are colleagues, and you just started at the company a month ago.
All right, here we go.
All right, so here we go. So you are really off to a flying start here. How are you liking the job?
Yeah, it's great. The first day I had a rough start because my apartment flooded that morning, but everyone was so warm here that I quickly felt better.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I had a slow start here, actually. I didn't like it at first, and there weren't too many projects for me, but now it's the best.
Oh, I'm glad we started off on the right foot though. We got along right away.
Definitely.
Nice. Okay. So all about starting. So
Yes.
here you said, so you're making a comment to me because maybe you're seeing that I'm doing some good work, right?
Yeah.
Initially, and things are going well. You say, hey, you're really off to a flying start here. Now, how are
Mhm,
you liking
mhm,
it? Nice. It's a good
mhm,
opener.
mhm,
Right.
mhm. And then you said the first day I had a rough start because my apartment flooded.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And then you said, oh, wow. Yeah, I had a slow start here actually. Right. I didn't like it at first. There weren't too many projects, but now it's the best.
Yes. And then you said, "Well, I'm glad we started off on the right foot, though. We got along right away."
Yeah, so coming back to our motto, guys, of connection, not perfection. It's nice to affirm a relationship, right? First, with this coworker, you're talking about the job. How did it start?
Mhm.
But then in the end, you're kind of affirming a relationship, which
Yeah.
further deepens that connection, which is really
Yes.
nice, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. I love it. So, yeah, oh my gosh. We've discussed a lot of things today.
Yeah, this is great, guys. This can open up, you can open up a conversation with colleagues about this, talking about how you start things, how certain things got started. There's so
Mhm.
much, Michelle, that our listeners could do with today's episode. Don't you think?
Right, right, right. Yeah, this can be used really for anything to talk about friendships, relationships, work, vacations. It's about mindset, right? And I think overall we have to have a positive mindset to achieve success.
Yeah.
So we gave you some expressions to use, but we hope that your day is off to a flying start and just gets better from here on out.
I love it. Good stuff. Another episode, Michelle, and our listeners should hit follow to make sure they get this one. We should talk about the expression right out of the gate. Right out of the gate. I
Right
think
out
that
of the
is,
gate.
I hear that all the time and I love it. I think it sounds cool. I think of horse racing, right? And it's kind of in line with this idea, but we could do a whole episode on that. Right.
All
So
right.
that is
I
a
wrote
TBD
it
coming soon.
down. I
All
wrote
right.
it
Good
down.
stuff. All right, Michelle. Thanks for hanging with me today and have a good rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.